私を責めることもなく、志していた外科医の道も諦めたのです。私は。はい。ですが、もちろん父に言えるはずはありませんでした。しばらく経ったある日、
So why is his
私は
fingers
父の
fucked?
病院に運び込まれました。急性
They don't really explain
白
that.
血病でした。
What does her having incest with their brother have to do with fucking his fingers?
It's related to their relationship. It happened like during it.
So she did something to him?
That's the implication.
She accidentally cut him or something?
That's the implication.
Well, why?
I don't know.
Why even put that dialogue in? It's pointless.
Well, remember when the dad was fucking roasting Fumiya and being like, at least it's not a grandchild born of incest. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Yeah, it must have been just... Yeah, but was it the fingertips, though?
She cut him, I guess.
Why?
Actually, I really suspected Fumiya a whole lot because there is a single throwaway line earlier about him specifically shaking hands with you with his left hand. And I was like, dude, why is he not using his right hand? Is this going to be important? He's left-handed. Is this going to come back later that only a left-handed person can be the culprit? But actually, it's just some fucking, like, kinky incest bullshit.
That's the problem is, like, they throw out red herrings and shit, but they're never, like, true red herrings or true clues. They're just, like, fucking used for some other dumb shit. Because this game has 1,000 plot lines, 1,000 murders. None of them are fucking good, but there's so many that you keep thinking that the game's smarter than it is, man. It's like, Jesus. Somehow the game does all the lowest fucking bait things as the actual answer purely just because it has way too many things going on. Yeah, I mean, I guess they had just insanely violent sex, man. This glove will remind me of that night. The kinkiest night of my life.
そうです。その後も私は兄との関係、瞳子が我が家へやってきたのはそれからしばらく経ってからでした。父が勝手に
Just adopted her on a whim.
私は努力したんです。瞳子は私よりもずっと兄に懐いていました。身の回りの世話も兄はいけないことだったのでしょうか。私は兄を愛しておりました。兄も、ええ、分かっております。あの時は。
あなたならできると思いますよ、しずるさん。
Why is Yagi Numa in here? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Eriko-san's little
たびた
brother.
び姉の見舞いに来ていただき感謝しています。先輩には関係ありませんよ。千鶴さん、本当のあなたはもう15年も経つのに、あなたは姉の見舞いに来てくださるじゃないですか。
Oh yes. This random character they've added for drama is now a super tied into the fucking rest of the plot dude who's not as evil as he seems. Amazing.
Fasto, you might not have gotten this branch. This is not the true ending.
瞳子さんの方が回復する見込みが高いんです。もう少し頑張ってみませんか。
私は。
Yagino is just fucking shitting on everyone. This guy is Edgeworth plus Byakuya.
Edgeworth, but with a gun. The Desert Eagle, the most powerful handgun in the world. Maybe this is an extra scene if you partner with him and say all the right things to him. It's just plopped in here. I don't care about this at all. I like how that dude just followed him here. Just happened to be just sneaking up on him. Waiting just off screen.
おはようございます、時坂さん。悪く
Oh
はありません
yeah,
よ。
can you tell me about the
運よく
kinkiest night of your
ボンベ
life?
の血液も見つかりましたし、術後の経過は順調です。
Well, gosh darn it, Toko, we found somebody with Bombay blood right after we chopped off almost all the parts off your body. Ain't that just a bitch?
Doesn't it just make you feel tragic inside?
Gosh darn it, we didn't have to fucking get rid of your lung and your intestines and your liver and your arms and your legs, but
でも
well, fuck
気
me.
づきませんでした。まさか地図、おそらく僕が悪いのでしょうね。
Selfish lust.
僕の身勝手な欲望のせいで
Buddy,
困らせたので
it's
す。
alright, man.
だといいのですが。あ、
The only thing you've done wrong is that you
Dozo.
like your sex a little too violent.
時坂さん、
Sorry, I've been watching too much fucking porn, I guess, lately, man. I just imagine look at some rock hard dick there. Or a huge bulge. That's the point we're at now. I'm just making shitty jokes 'cause I could give two fucks about what's going on.
トークは
Oh god, I don't want to even hear Toko talk, man. He's so fucking shit.
そうだといいのですが。あれ、おはよう、時坂。どうしたんだい？なぎ。
Wow, she's so strong and so tragic.
手がないというのは自分の体だよ。わからないはずないじゃない。
Yeah, I don't blame
God, I
you.
love Toko.
でもたまに指先がどこ？ああ、そんな。
But wait, will there be a further twist? Is he actually not the killer?
Oh, I
謝らなけれ
It
ばなら
might
ない。
be, I
そ
don't
ん
know.
なことないよ。
I think if anything, we're gonna, in the training, maybe like
母さん、
learn more about the painting guy, and then who knows if there's gonna be more after this.
時坂さんも
Maybe she'll have her limbs.
ありがとう。
Good morning, Toko. Couldn't you? It just says end. You literally could just stop the VN here, you wouldn't even know. Is it even that different? Like, what the fuck? Fucking
Alright, buddy.
no. I gotta load save 4, man. Let's just get the fucking true ending going already.
Oh, baby. No, no, no.
Between the books on the top of the desk. Wait, what?
Wait,
Did I load
you're in the
wrong
wrong
one?
spot.
No, here it is. Got April 13th, the longest day ever.
Okay, so this postcard. So, do you see?
I've already
Like-
gotten the postcard in the last round. Why the hell is
it
it?
is super specific, though. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Why is
okay.
the save not just after the postcard if you get it on both of these?
Because sometimes you don't get it.
Oh. I hope we see her in a field of flowers overlooking the mountain in reverse for Max. Bullshit, you know. Drawer seen through under the table. Now we just work on our own.
そうですか。ではご自由に。 くれぐれもこちらの邪魔だけはしないでくださいね。
Yeah, we still gotta figure out Toko's actual backstory. We found out her adoptive parents' backstory. But we still don't know everything about her, I guess. And the Christ child bullshit. I guess that's what the true end's gonna cover. Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever, it's just painfully, like, average to below average, you know, or in a mediocre.
Everyone just nuts everywhere. If there is anything sad that happens to any characters, they have half a fucking second of attachment to.
I mean, I can respect how serious it is at times, and that it's willing to, like, go that extra mile to look, like, super graphic, but it just handles the mystery just in a really mediocre way. And the characters aren't super great, and the Toko thing's just kind of eh. Compared to, let's go back to a good one, Chaos Child, where it's fucking non-stop, the characters are good, for the most part.
I mean, there is some actual school shit in Chaos Child. It's not totally non-stop, but it does not meander.
Yeah, well, the happy times and the jokes match the tone still, while still having, like, really tense, non-stop thriller shit.
Yeah, like in
And a
that
decent
one,
mystery.
it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
hey, we are going to make this a total fucking idiot investigating some murders because he's stupid.
Yeah, and it
then
builds
it
the
gets really
character,
serious.
not just, hey, let's just have a meaningless scene just to be meaningless. Like, if they're having a happy, fun time, it's okay, you know. Their friends aren't dying, you know, it's just them investigating, like, murders and shit for funsies half the time. I'm not saying Chaos Child's, like, the best ever, I'm just saying, like, it's a lot better fucking example. Until you do the, you know, side stuff in the post game. The main route. Once it goes all white, we have some tits. I don't know what a full white background is. Is this a full white background?
No, it means actually like full white.
Okay. It's unlocked randomly. Even though it wasn't before. So was that police officer's entire point? His lore drop and all that? Just for that little scene? Like, what the fuck? Oh, he's dead this time? The Cartographer of Vengeance MC. I mean, 999's better. It keeps its tension going the whole way through. The mysteries are better, the twists are better. There's still hints as you go. Like with who the main bad guy is, like... I don't know, this one's pace is all over the place. It'll randomly go to like lulls, multiple totally separate cases, like character development's like non-existent. like this weird focus on the Toko thing, which isn't very interesting. I don't know, like it's just kind of everywhere. It's not that it's like pure dog shit, it's just that it's just there's too many fucking weird things wrong, man. I just feel like they should have just cut half of this shit and just really refocused their efforts on this last story here. It just made it way more big brain and mystery heavy. Feels, yeah. I would much prefer this turn into a zombie thing. Feels here. Ooh. Maybe he's already killed the guy. Where did he get the cyanide? Dude, I don't even know. If this is after he killed his son, why didn't he just cut his neck like before? I'm assuming it's not. Why would you hanging out with the police officer change this part at all? The only way I could see it still working is that his son's dead and he just killed himself in a different way because he took longer. But then why was the door unlocked this time? Alright, gotta take that out. There's tits apparently. Is it just the fresco again? I thought we were okay with looking at this, but I guess it's more of a zoomed in version of it.
Yeah, I think that's the entire thing, is it just being zoomed in?
I guess that's fine then. Oh no, wait. There's tits this time. Because Toko's in an egg there. I assume she's dead. Maybe not. Because her body's this way now because of the surgery. Okay. Alright. Once she gives me the arigato and we save her, is it good? I guess there's still the fresco. We'll just keep going, boys. So they're both dead here, and she was just sitting in the egg. He was dead out in the trees out back? What? Oh, he killed himself after he finished his work. Copman's here. Talking about shit, all happy-go-lucky. Alright. Assume we're good now. Beers here. Yo!
いいから乗れ。どこでもいいだろ。
父東子はどのみち長くは生きられなかったそうだ。
Oh, so she's dead then?
事故の際すでに瀕死だった。治療といってもそうだな。もう桜も散る。
Or is she not? Jesus. Okay, so she is dead.
Yeah, for no reason this time.
Why did we get an end here? Why didn't we have this first? Why is this the order in the guide?
Dude, I don't know.
It would have been a better order to do it the other way. We went like 2 hours beyond this, man. Okay.
Complain to Adri. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not Adri's fault. I thought Adri used a different guide first and then just input his sexy and stuff.
Maybe?
I thought that's what he did.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not like pissed about it. It's just confuzzling. Maybe there's a reason.
ええ、もちろん。運が良け
Work
れ
on my
ば
own.
さらそうですか。ではご自由に。
Benta
くれぐれもこち
Kurashiki.
らの邪魔だけはしないでくださいね。
Alright. Alright, museum. The baby carriage. I found my mother. Toko looks like their mother then. What a shock.
母さん、ようやく着いたよ。ああ、よかった。待っててね。今入れ物を作るから。
So is it really just a coincidence she had everything removed exactly the right way? And this
Yes.
dude just found her? How did he find her? She was in the fucking hospital.
So, pretty much, these motherfuckers go in to kidnap her, and then he kidnaps her during the kidnapping.
Just because he happens to have seen her? Are they that
Yes.
incompetent that this random dude just
Yes.
magically saw them kidnapping?
Yes.
Oh lord. This is the problem with this game. There's just so much convenient bullshit, dude. In a mystery, dude, you don't slap that much convenient crap into it, and you don't have this many culprits, man. They're all separate. None of them are connected.
They literally are kidnapping her because she's some Christ child, and then fucking, she's the indigo child, and
The girl with the
then
silver
this
eyes.
guy comes along during their kidnapping and kidnaps her.
It's like when Evil Toko's like, well, gosh darn it, I'm just taking a random collection of trains and routes and buses, and shit, I ended up at the killer's house and I got murdered. Like, oh, I just happened to pick this guy out of a lineup and I found out the teacher was a killer. Oh, I just happened to dig up a photo in the middle of this place by checking things in random order, and now I know who the killer is this time. Like, that's pretty much every single thing, but you get all of this info, all of this evidence, and it's for nothing, dude. Fucking hell, you don't even have to be that smart of a writer to make something that you have to use your brain for, compared to this. If they just wanted to make a story about Toko with some violence, they should have just done it, because that's what it seems like. Don't joke around with the rest of these killings, man.
It's the music.
Yeah, this fucking repetitive ass fucking song.
なんだいおいよわしは明治の頃から中原先生には随分とそりゃそうよこの辺りで中原と言ったら新次郎そうよそうよ
Jesus, this whole band's annoying.
綺麗なんだかって仕事をしてたのよここの館長みてえなもんだわなああそれがよミサさんってこの老いぼれさえもう少し元気だったら変わってやったのになそれがなミサさんには連れ子がおったんじゃよそれで新次郎先生も二人の仲を認めるわけにはいかんってまた大そう
Man, I really love this convenient old man who happens to just be, you know, the old family, old man janitor here who knows everything about their family's history.
ミサさんに売り二つでそうそうトウコちゃんじゃわい
How convenient that we'd find this knowledgeable old man.
ミサさんは東京から疎開してきたそうなんだが都会連れしてないいい娘さんだったよここじゃ修復家として働いとったはおおそうかいこんな老いぼれでも人様の役に立てるもんだねおやまあそんな声もあるんじゃねなあそうだ顧問弁開館したらきっと来るだろうよここの管理もしている先生だからね言ってこと言う
Yeah, I do respect that. I mean, the first half's about the mystery too. Only the middle starts really getting wacko. But I guess the first half maybe gets too much into the Toko specific bullshit sometimes. But I feel like it was more focused on the killings. At least in maybe in pacing. I feel like the second half meanders too much. More compact. It really just didn't feel like there was that much slice of life, man. Yeah, I mean, that was the biggest issue, was just incompetence. And a lot of just like meaningless scenes and dialogue. It didn't really feel like super slice of lifey though. It just felt like kind of half of it was just meaningless. It was just kind of slow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're both messes. It's hard to even really compare them anyways. That's the least of the issues. There shouldn't even have been two halves to the story.
あなたはどちら様ですかな
This is the biggest problem. Like I said, this would be way better if they cut almost all of these excess plot lines out, the extra murders, the extra culprits, and really refocused in on maybe a slower but smarter mystery. Like maybe the author thing could have been the end game, and the Toko deal was refocused on that. Way more mystery. I mean, maybe, you know, have a bunch of killings and stuff. You know, make them all intense. The main character be smarter, more evidence usage and stuff. Like, maybe the VN would have been shorter, but they really should have just refocused it. It just does too much random shit. And it waters the whole thing down, man.
探偵ですか
Because they do so much stuff that none of it feels like it's terribly done well. It's just like you know, should have just been like a less is more kind of deal, or quality over quantity kind of thing. Maybe they thought they had this really big focus, like weaving story, but not really, man. Like the random police guy didn't need to be a thing. Yeah. The first killings didn't need to exist. All of these really convenient murders of people that he knows, like the Fugo shit, didn't need to happen. It could have just been anybody. If you had less people that he knew that died, that when he did know somebody that did die, it would be way more impactful. Like with Crazy Girl, like the author, it would have been way stronger if she was one of the only people he really knew that died. In the first ones it was okay because he was being inserted into a mystery where the MO was that guy killing people in these schools. But if you got rid of that, it's the second one has way too much convenience. Well, I guess the Fugo thing, we talked about that yesterday too. That was just random convenience that Fugo's wife was picked out. So forget it. That's just stupid.
I really like this, by the way. Notice how Reiji has now decided to just completely fuck off and go look for information about Toko's background.
Instead of looking for Toko herself.
Yeah, she's off dying.
Every single situation before this, whenever anybody got kidnapped, they were murdered. Like, that he knew. That's what I'm
He had all
saying.
this time to go honor her request of finding her true self, and now he's doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just like a random time to put this here. Refocus the story. Focus it on Toko if you want. Make the murders really tense. Cut the fluff. And put these kinds of scenes in a different order and don't make it some rando choice bullshit. Like, fuck, dude. Like, this is not the time for this. It cuts all tension out of the Toko kidnapping if you had picked this first. This would have been way better just randomly inserted before this. It could have just been one of his slow days where he just felt like going to the museum and then it just ended up in this and then the Toko kidnapping happens or something.
あなたのおっしゃる通りです。先月の26日にすぐに娘のトウコさんだと思いました。それで翌日、私どももトウコさんの行方を探しておりました。中原家と親交のあった出雲の綾崎家の紹介で東京の探偵に捜査を依頼したのです。
And that took us some fucking like hair to some fortune, stupid as fuck.
今までの償いとしてトウコさんへ遺
Let's
産
make
を渡すとおっしゃったのです。
part of the mystery some boring fucking inheritance thing.
それで邪険に扱ったことへの償い、戦争中で世間の目もありましたからね。どこの馬の骨とも知れぬ男との子供を連れた嫁など認めるわけにはいかなかったのでしょう。進次郎さんは幸人さんが亡くなられた後、随分と悔やんでいたようです。他にお子さんもおらず、後継ぎもおり、表向きには。ですが、幸人さんが出征なさる際、籍だけは入れたのです。おそらく。
I mean, I don't mind things that have like episodic, like, you know, things with like multiple different mysteries and stuff, you know, like Ace Attorney or something. Ace Attorney will keep character development between each of the cases, but then have separate cases, and you know, but like this is like different, you know, it's not fucking Ace Attorney. The gameplay focus isn't as solid, and the cases are still intertwined, and the information you think still has something to do with, you know, one case to another, but it doesn't. Like, it almost would have been better if they just straight up made this episodic. And then just had the Toko thing be this meta deal. That's the thing, there's not enough episodic, like, stories to this to really do it. But it's also too many separate stories to have them be one big fucking story. They really should have just cut the fluff. They should cut half of it out, man. Easy. And they should have just refocused the whole story.
群馬にある侵害救助会という施設へ行かれました。その後のことは分かりません。
Like maybe this Toko shit could have been made more interesting.
養子に出されておりましたか
It's
ら
so hard to be invested in it because it's so separate from the murders half the time.
教えられないと言われまして。時坂さんは彼女は元気ですか？以前朽木さんの家へ伺った時は何か元気がないようで
I
した。
feel like they needed to connect her to the possible murder string earlier to make you want to learn more about her backstory. Like maybe have the guy put one of the eggs, like remade as Toko, like just somewhere, you know? And then you're like, oh well, you know, this looks like her. Maybe I should care more about her fucking backstory or something in relation to the murders and try to piece it together. But instead, it has no link till the very end. And even then, it's like coincidental right now. It's like refocus the story, connect her to the murders earlier to make you care more about it. Because for the most part, every time it goes to Toko, it's just fucking boring. You want to go back to the murders, but then they care more about the Toko plotline. Like after the murder's done in that last bad ending, it's just Toko time. After the murder's done in the first half, it's just Toko time, you know, and you're just like, you don't care, man. They never connect it to anything of value. It's just her in circles talking about how mysterious she is and how interesting she probably thinks her life is, or what she wants to know about her mysterious life and all that, and you're just like, I don't care. Somebody just got their fucking like balls chopped off, man. Like there's a lot more crazy things going on. Like they needed to connect it. Yeah, and then all of this convenient shit that moves the plot forward. Sorry to remind you that, Peng.
それはどういうことですか？まさか遺産相続のことが
Don't
原
worry,
因で。
boys. This will look like a gem after we play Plumbers Don't Wear Ties tomorrow. This will look like the best written fucking VN ever.
そうだったのですか。ええ。トウコさんのこと、ぜひよろしくお願いいたします。
I haven't even been reading what this guy's been saying, dude. Because I don't just need like constant thriller stuff and thrills, kills, and chills and shit. Like, I'm fine with having the Toko plotline. I just think the pacing and the connections to the main story just aren't good enough to keep me interested in it. Like, I'm sure it could stand on its own, they just don't do a good job of weaving it. Like, I don't need, you know, somebody to die every 2 seconds or something. I mean, would it be more interesting if it was just the kills and the mystery with a few characters? Yes, probably. They're trying to make an emotional story on the side here, which, you know, I don't fault them for, but fucking hell, try to do it well. Lamb shank was a disaster. Is it edible at least, man? You don't have to waste it, do you? That would be a true disaster. Yeah, he's just not even searching for Toko. He's just leaving it to that dude. He's not even gonna check in, he's just gonna have faith. Fire pit? Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know much about that kind of cooking. Well, as long as you got something to eat. Are you gonna give it another shot, or are you done with lamb shanks?
これでどうだい母さん。母さんどうしたの昔はね ねえ母さん。答えてよ。喋ってよ。あんなに。そうか。寒かったんだね母さんは。暖かいだろう母さん。
Meanwhile, my dude's just fucking around.
どうした時坂。
Happy Man Music and Shoujo.
ああ。だが終わったとはいえ依頼の内容を話すわけにはいかないぞ。言えないな。ああ、そうだった。以前依頼を受けた時の資料をどこかに落としてしまったんだった。ああ、そうしてくれると助かる。そっくりだろ。俺は封筒を落としただけだぜ。ああ、気をつけてな。
Just me or Shoujo seem like he might be a more interesting MC? Who knows? He's probably not either. He's probably just okay as like a supporting dude.
「なして電話に出てくれへんかったの？何度も電話したんよ。お家の方にかけてもゆかりちゃんしかおらへんし。そんなじゃああの夜のことは遊びやったんやね。
Oh, the comedy lady, yahoo.
ノリ悪いわ。群馬行くの？ほいなら伊香保温泉行って湯の花まんじゅう買うてきてくれまへんか？
More jokes. Toko's missing, by the way. Oh yeah, she hasn't appeared for a while. Because we haven't had a leisurely stop back at home, and that was her only job, is to just be the fucking miso soup vendor.
ああ、そうやったね。あのアトリエにあった仏さんは小林。仏さんが置かれてた殻みたいなのやけれど、さすがにこないでかいのは卵の殻っちゅうのは主成分の炭酸カルシウムドス。卵の殻、それを砕いて粉にして水やらなんやら入れてね。
I don't care about the eggs, for fuck's sakes.
お肉詰めた卵ありましたよ。あれの無駄な手間かかっとります。尋常な精神状態じゃやってられまへん。仏さんの顔か。あとな。
How did he get the fucking know-how to, like, reshape people's faces well?
成分は主に
They've had to have tried like a million times since he's not like any kind of medical dude. What happened to the Cartographer that like cut in, man? Does that actually have nothing to do with this fucking game story?
I told you, dude. It just gets worse and worse.
Yikes.
You didn't respect the second part, focusing on the mystery, but the fact is the mystery is fucking shit.
Yeah, like in essence, sure, but yeah, everything else is fucked. I mean, is it really focused on the mystery? It's on two separate plot lines right now. Her background and her actual, the thriller, her being missing and shit, which are totally separate. They're not even fucking related. Minus the Nene shit, which she's dead, so it doesn't matter anymore. At least they're not related yet. It feels like my man's just doing something totally unrelated to her like well-being.
居場所をこっちの方が知りたい言うてたそうどす。
Two separate
小
mysteries.
説家になっとったことも知らへんかったそうですよ。
Moonworld scenes, yeah. The biggest problem was just the fucking middle scenes, man, before the murders picked up again. Half of them are just so meaningless. Maybe it's just because we used the guide. We didn't spend that long on any of those scenes, or we didn't have to redo many, but it didn't seem too bad.
兄さん、
I have a lot more issues with just the intermission than with any of the slice of life in the first half of the game.
来てたのかじゃありません。一体どこへ行っていたのですか？
Wow, here she is, boys.
せめてどこへ行くかくらいは連絡して
She's
くだ
so
さい。
worried, but
心
none
配
of
し
us
ま
care
今
about her.
コーヒーを入れてきます。
Ah, such a good emoto. He's making us our coffee. You might as well be at this point, man. I logged in today, man. I've been missing my consecutive logins, though. I'm not getting much quartz. Waiting for the next banner. Spend the rest of that quartz. Excuse me. Oh shit, man. I don't think I'll be getting there.
カステラも買ってきましたよ。
Wow. Sponge cake. Everybody has sponge cake. How many fucking slices of sponge cake are you eating in this fucking VN, dude? It has to be hundreds. What the fuck even is sponge cake?
ここも掃除しておきました。ユキコさんの写真も埃だらけになっていてかわいそうです。
Who fucking cares, man?
家に持って帰ってもいいですか？またどこかへ行かれるのですか？群馬ですか？いいえ。
That's how I
兄さん
feel
が無事に戻ってきてくだされ
deep
ば
down in the inside, man. About this particular scene.
だといいのですが。
Gonna retouch base with our sister. If we cared about her and she had like hardly any value, or the home life really was that interesting, I would be fine with this like scene if he was, it was like the before I go to the final boss scene or some shit, but it's not, none of that is the case, so it's just kind of like, okay. Toko's dying, by the way.
ああ、そうか。彼女はそうしたじゃないか。だったら僕にもできるはずだよ。
Alright, man, later. Enjoy your Star Trek, man. May the force be with you, dude.
母さん、僕と一緒に旅をしよう。
No, that's Star Wars, dude. What the hell? Get your sci-fi right, man. Whoa. That's Pang chopping my head off right there, man. Live long and prosper, dude. That's what he does, right? The peace sign. I just imagine him fucking doing the Ugu peace signs, man. Live long and prosper. Kirk-san.
時坂さん、こんにちはっす。いえ、ちょっと近くを通ったから寄ってみたんですけど、どこか行くんすか？ええ、今も乗ってるん
Man,
ですよ。
now this reminds me of the first half. The shit that Faust was talking about feels like what we're reading right now, dude. I've almost totally forgotten about any kind of tension or thrills, even though we just saw him chop her in half or whatever.
それでどこまで行けばいいんす
But I
か？
think that's a lot of because of the bad ends we've gone through. We've gone through so many random bad ends that revealed most of the story that we're just kind of like, why do I care about this?
マジっすか？
This is purely just for Toka backstory, which has always been the least interesting thing
わかりま
about
した。
any of the big, like, 3 storylines.
燃料代くらいは持ってくださいね。まったくもう信用できないっすよ。室田町なんてどこにもなかったじゃないっすか。何言ってるんすか。途中で徳坂さんが運転変わらせろなんて言わなきゃ塔についてる。久しぶりってどのくらいぶりなんすか？戦車じゃないっすか。めちゃくちゃっすよ。もう絶対運転させませんからね。
Oh, yeah. Well, guess there's no hope for the game then. Yeah, happy music. Toko's missing, by the way. Half of his friends and sister's friends are dead, by the way. Hmm.
帰っていいなら帰るっすけど。
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Toka, but the story is still focused on her. She's haunting us even in death. It's less skulls and shit.
私ね、この絵が大好きなの。
Reminder, Toko is literally dying,
あるって修女様
and
が
he's
言っ
just
てた
like
よ。
completely fucked off.
Golly
This guy
gosh.
is in the fucking mountains right now.
Gun, man. I'm gonna go find out about her backstory so that when my trustworthy friend, fucking evil detective guy, finds her, I can tell her all
Who
about
knew
her
it was so
backstory.
easy to determine everything about this girl's backstory that I could have found it at any time.
何かご用
But
が
he
I
had
just
to
had to
go
wait
drink
for the opportune
coffee.
moment, which is when she's dying, and I can't tell her anyway.
修女様。
Wow. Take off your fucking nun hat and reveal that you're an important person.
はい桂木素子と申しますあなたってそれで何のご用ですか答えられません何かそれを証明できるものはございますかそれでは何の証明にもなりませんミサさんはトウコさんが
This lady seems too old to be Toko's mom.
あなたはあちらで遊んでい
But
て
I
ちょ
wouldn't
う
be
だい
surprised if they went for it anyways.
聞かせていただけますか事故にまであって
Yes, I'm sure she's fine. She's had an accident. Almost all of her limbs had to have been chopped off. I guess he doesn't know that yet. She's on death's door and she's kidnapped while in a state of complete fucking physical fucking duress. It's like she's already almost dead and then she gets kidnapped. And we're just sitting here smiling about it. Ah, what a tough time she's had.
どこまでお役に立てるかわかりませんが、おりました。ミサさんはトウコさんをここに預けると、すぐに東京へ働き
Don't worry, I have my best man on it. The best man.
Top men.
Top men are on this case. So I figured I could come and talk about her backstory.
そうだったと思います。わかりません。ある頃を境に急に連絡が取れなく、戦争の終わる前、昭和19年の夏頃でした。ここはもともと泣き虫だったのです。ミサさんがいる時には泣かなかったのですが、泣かないようになったのはしばらく経ってから。
A random boy.
そうです。
Who could it be?
本来ならばミサさんの同意が必要だったのか。朽木さんは孤児院の創立者だった。私、子供の産めなくなった娘さんの養女として迎えたいと壊れ、何度もお断りしていたのですが、ミサさんは
Everything's itching, man. My
優
nose,
しい方でした。
forehead.
自分を
My
決して
cheeks,
でも
my
人
head,
を立て
my
よう
ear.
とする、とっても
It's over.
弱い人でした。
Man, you know what would be cool? If in a VN that's 80% of its story was focused on one character, if that character was interesting. Like, I don't give a fuck about Toko.
私の娘です。
Her main appeal
しんちゃん
is
に絵を
the
教わ
boyish
っていました
nature
から
and her mystery. That's not enough to make an interesting fucking character, man. Because she forgets her childhood, remember? Conveniently.
先ほど話していたトウコさんと遊んでくれていた
Yeah, just her being on the main cover should be enough to keep me interested through the whole game. You're right. She's a mysterious anime girl on the main cover, yeah. With a psycho lesbian, or excuse me, not lesbian friend. Do we still know what that's all about?
What do you mean?
Her psycho evil Toko?
No?
Okay.
She just decided that she wanted to be Toko, so she got hit by a truck just like Toko.
ここを出ていく最後まで名字は名乗りませんでした
GG
けれ
with
ど、
tits when guy throws the
私
cloth
たちは
aside.
しんちゃん、
Okay.
しんじくんと呼んでいま
I'm
した。
guessing it's gonna be her corpse again.
しんちゃんは戦時中、教会の前で倒れていたのを保護したのです。
How can she not be interested?
はい。何分あの時期でしたので。
So they were childhood friends too? But he doesn't recognize her? And thinks that...
Yes! Everyone has to be childhood friends!
So he thinks that she looks like his mother. So he happens in a coincidence to see her getting kidnapped. So he kidnaps her. She also happens to be cut up just like in the fucking his murders. They also happen to be childhood friends, which he doesn't remember.